Welcome back, viewers. In case you're just joining us, this is Still the Press, and we're reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. And we've now been joined by our guest engineer, Toba Owojaiye, who's a public affairs analyst, to help us analyze some of the headlines we've read out to you earlier. You're welcome to the studio.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Glad to have you join us again today.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, we're reminded that this is a segment where our phone lines are now open for you to call in and join the conversations and tell us just how you think it's going. How are you doing today?
Oh, very fine. It's a better day. Well,
better day and interesting news on most of our national dailies for today. And the first one I want us to begin with is the one that has been, going everywhere since yesterday, this morning. It's been interesting and heating up the polity. So it says on the Nigerian Tribune, it says EFCC exposes Bello, grills Serika, and freezes 300 accounts. Now let's start with Bello. It says ex-Kogi governor took $720,000 from state account to pay child school fees. Then they said it begins. Okay, let's stay there with Bello. And now we also have a response from Bello that says, "Stop harassing me. Respect rule of law." Yaya Bello tells EFCC. Now, hearing this kind of humongous amount of money that a state governor, as an ex-governor of a state, has been alleged to have taken away from a state like Kogi that has been known to, they describe Kogi as a very poor state. And that kind of money is taken out of the government's pocket for personal use, because that's how I'll describe this. What do you make of it?
First of all, I'm from Kogi State, so I'm more pained that this kind of rubbish continues to happen. Brazen stealing and impunity.
But it's still an alleged statement, like allegedly took $720,000. So while you're analyzing, I think you should still be on that table of it's an allegation.
Yes, he has been called to clear the allegations. It's a very simple thing. These are the evidences we have against you. Come and tell us how this is not true, or how we are seeing it wrongly or differently. You understand?
Absolutely.
So then you are called out of respect as an ex-governor. Come and explain to us what's happening here. You say journalists will come, they embarrass you as you're coming in. Okay, come in through my own door. I have a back entrance. Come in through that place. I will bring the boys to interrogate you here. You now say, can they come and interrogate me in my village? Are we playing with you? Is this a comedy? This is politicians take us for granted in this country. Until the ex-president is jailed for 10 years, no one in Nigeria will take us serious. This is rubbish. So they should come to your village. No, they should come to your bedroom. It's rubbish. This is a setting in which people think that they are above the law, that their community will protect them no matter what they have done wrong. And that's why they're doing this. My brothers will side me. I've settled a few people. I can be able to use tribalism or religion and divide the people and get people on my side no matter what wrong I've done. This is completely wrong. For me, the EFCC chairman should write to the president and the GOC getting rights for the military to join them to go and apprehend him.
There are statements like his response.
Though there's no law behind that. The EFCC has never used the military to apprehend anybody.
Of course.
If you do that without a law backing it, you may just be giving him a escape route.
Of course.
Because once you do something without law backing it, the person walks. So this has to not be emotional like me, who is already emotional from the first minute of interview. They have to take their time. If there's no law backing it, pass a law backing it, but he won't go scot-free if he has done that.
Okay, but the statement he made, he says, "Stop harassing me, respect rule of law," says Yaya Bello. There are conversations that he said he's not aware of any warrants, any arrests on him, any allegations, he's not even aware of it. But there are also talks of when they came to his residence in Abuja, why didn't he show up? Why didn't he, as in, respect the fact that they were in his premise and they wanted to take him for interrogation? Did you hear that?
Even in Abuja, why did he have to go and call the governor to whisk him out of the building?
That's the point.
If all of us are aware, why is he not aware? How is he not? He's not on news? Why is he not going for public functions? Why have we not seen him up and down in public functions? He is aware. He is very well aware. And the day they pick him, I'm from Kogi State. See, you cannot impoverish your people. This is a public office. It's a public trust. You are a custodian of people's wealth and people's future. Other states are moving on. Abia now has a place that has 24 hours light. Ibom Air has 3 years best airline. It is owned by a state, for heaven's sake. States are moving forward as states. And one state is protecting somebody. Next question.
So what do you make of the fact that his lawyer said he would have showed up in court, but he's afraid of being arrested? His hearing was yesterday.
Yes, a man who dragged a sitting governor.
For a white lion.
Even if it's a blue lion. A man who dragged a sitting senator, Dino Melaye, and dragged him from Abuja to face charges in Kogi State. Wasn't Dino afraid then? Go out. See. This is not hard. There are people who have been charged before. Fayose has been charged. Fayose printed a T-shirt. EFCC, I am here. That was the T-shirt Fayose wore. I went to EFCC. EFCC.
You know the statement that they say when your hands are clean,
FFK has gone there. Other people have gone there. For heaven's sake, they won't kill you.
Let's quickly take this call and know what our viewers have in store. Hello, good morning.
Beautiful morning to you, Alhassan. Engineer, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sorry, I will come down, sir.
Thank you very much, Engineer. I can see you are shocked with the comic action of your Bello. Honestly speaking, I never knew that it's the best comic personnel we have in this country, because this is a comic art, and then believe me, I see, Alhassan, you remember I always call on our politicians to see, and the leaders to see how they can bridge the gap between religious and ethnic cities. You understand my point? Because this is a clear example to show you that, okay, come to my village, come to my town, and arrest me if you can. That is the message he's sending to EFCC. You understand? We all know Kogi when it comes to communal crises and so many other tribal issues there. You understand? So when you heard the EFCC chairman was saying, if Bello cannot be prosecuted, he will resign his position. This is to show you that there are so many cabal in this Bello issue. And believe me, Mr. President needs to act right now. Right now. You understand my point? There is no harm. There is no reason why. Now, if Kogi State National Assembly, State Assembly are serious, they should have summoned their governor. Because the governor has a moon. Yeah, we agree. But why would he go and rescue person that will be arrested? Why will he go? Are we for real? I mean, we mean too well for the nation democracy? No. It cannot be done anywhere in the world. Honestly speaking, if we are for real, the Kogi State House of Assembly should summon their governor. The APC Governors Forum should go against this act. You understand my point? To the extent that he went ahead to chair a election committee on those state or your state primary elections.
APC primaries, yes.
Who does that?
Right.
No.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you, sir.
Duly noted. Now let's talk about this, the EFCC chair's statements, Olukayode, when he said that if Yaya Bello is not prosecuted, he would resign. Our caller just insinuated some sort of cabal around this case. I want to get your opinion on that.
Sir, in all respect, Tinubu has done well. Why? 1 week ago, Yaya Bello forced his way to visit Tinubu and snap with him and do a handshake to try to show that Tinubu is on my side. And on the 2 days after that, that was when EFCC now increased the heat to chase him down. So Tinubu is saying, you have shaken me, doesn't shake the case off, doesn't shake off any allegation against you. Shaking me doesn't change your situation. This is what we need from the president, so that any other person who has a case will be even afraid to go for a handshake, because you can't even be picked up at the gates of Asoro. This is how the government
feel it.
Yes, this is only way to change it. You have a case. I'm not the one who, I don't have a case against you. This is not personal. This is public fund. I will give you an instance. In what's this country that moved from third world country, not South Korea? A minister was caught in corruption and he hung himself and he left a note. He says, I'm not afraid for what the state will do to me. I'm only afraid to see my prime minister's face. Lin Yun Kon, I think. Singapore, yes. I'm only afraid to see my prime minister's eyes. That is the body language of a president. That when a minister steals, he's not even afraid of jail. He's not even afraid of EFCC. He's afraid of your own eyes. This is how to fight corruption. You can't even stand before him and be explaining rubbish. Tinubu has started. And I'm seeing him giving the man a leeway. Do what you want. Don't witch hunt anybody. Look at the facts for the merits in front of it. We have seen the other names we would mention. Hadi Sirika. Every other case, if their case is before you, treat the case. Do not witch hunt anybody. Do not have any personal issue about anybody, but follow the cases one by one. Yesterday I had at the House of Assembly in Kogi State is backing Bello and Ododo, saying that their governor and their ex-governor is being witch hunted. This is why I don't even sometimes believe in these party solutions, because we just raised a bunch of sycophants that were empowered by stolen money into office to back that crime.
Did you see the videos of the Ibira people, the clips from Bello's arrest? The people agitating and protesting that their ex-governor will not be taken.
This is why I'm saying that our tribal culture sometimes makes us like we shut our brain and throw it off. Senator Natasha, she didn't start in office because she had a court case. She had to win by court. But in 1 month or 2 months of being there, she has fixed solar lights in the market. She has done a lot of palliative and stuff. So it's not the number of years.
The conversation on ground, according to the EFCC chair, is that a senator, I want to assume, is Senator Natasha.
Yes, is going to mock him.
Has actually, surrounded the EFCC with some journalists that are meant to just, harass him and embarrass him and all of that, those stories. So that's the reason why he does not want to come to the EFCC's office. You heard that.
God
anyway, let's talk about Hadi Sirika's arrest. They said over 8 billion naira fraud, which is assumed to be the Nigerian air fraud. What's your take on that?
Yeah, we should be talking about something in the level of 50 billion naira fraud. If everything is done, his brother has been found like 2 months ago in another issue. If they track all because this was a big scam. You kept on asking for money for Air Nigeria. You use 175 million to do a logo.
But according to him, it says Air Nigeria does not just belong to Nigeria. Our stake is smaller compared to other countries, and that's why they had to move it back. That was his explanation some months ago.
How can Air Nigeria belong to other countries?
That was his explanation. So
was that presented before the Senate? How can Air Nigeria belong to another country or another set of people? This is what we are saying. So why did you collect Nigeria's money if it belongs to other people? See, I want to see a better Nigeria in my lifetime. There's only 2 laws here. Reward good, punish evil. Anytime you leave evil unpunished, you are making it brazen. You are giving it more confidence. When somebody does good, praise him. I don't care his party. I don't care his religion. I don't care where he's from. When he does evil, punish him. When evil goes unpunished, we're in trouble. These cases cannot slide. It will not slide. We will not let it rest. EFCC chairman, we are praying for you. I have not fasted this year. I will fast for you. Nothing will happen to you. Continue. Every single evil must be exposed and punished. This is the only way forward.
Talking about every single evil being disgraced, and let's talk about this headline on First News. Still within the EFCC coffers, it says revealed how Emefiele printed 684.5 million. I want you to listen to the figures. How Emefiele printed 684.5 million, 5 million naira notes with $18.9 billion. Billion naira. I'll take that again. It says it has been revealed that Emefiele printed 684.5 million naira notes with 18.9 billion naira.
Emefiele is a miracle worker, because I knew that he will not be released. People did not, at the beginning, they didn't have all of these evidences. So they had to hold him that there was a gun in his house, an old gun that couldn't shoot anything. But they just knew that too much had gone on that needed time to track.
Mm-hmm.
This is preposterous. And you see, these are many cases. And I understand with the EFCC chairman, there are so many things. There are even private cases they are handling. But you don't get anywhere by handling private cases. You can't fix a country by handling smaller cases. When you want to deal with corruption, you must start from the echelons, the highest possible positions, the people that were given public fund and public office. When we give you public fund and public office, we should hold you to some accountable. I'm not going for private organizations. No. We gave you an office, you sat on a seat, 70 billion was taken from treasury. We have traced it by banks to go in this exact direction. Then you must clarify these things. And you must do it under custody. You can't do it from your house or your village. Sorry, I'm back to my chairman.
Obviously, like you said, Emefiele is not going to be let loose anytime soon. But
I don't want to speak on this because we don't know how much it takes to print. But I cannot believe.
Should you lose money while printing money?
That's the okay. At a point back in the day when I worked in the bank, I knew that it costed 17. It costed, is it 53 naira to print 100 naira back when I worked in the bank.
So that means you're not losing.
So that was less, but you know, it was a currency that you have to print. It's a printing. You have to use it over time. It's a business tool, right? Mm-hmm. But it cannot and has never been more than the amount it is printed.
We're talking about 18 billion to printing less than a billion naira. Did you get that?
That's what I'm saying. Anyway. They need to bring him to TV. Let's stop this rubbish and hiding. We should put him on TV. Let him explain to us how he did it. He didn't do it alone. Who are the people who did it along with him?
Very, very interesting development. All right, so on the Matrix newspaper this morning, there's this headline that says Tinubu's policies, programs, a commitment to uplift Nigerians out of poverty, says Shetima. How would you rate the president's administration so far? This Buhari's administration. So, I mean, Tinubu's administration so far. How would you rate it? Some persons are beginning to say, oh, the president seems to be tolling in the right direction, as against like 2 months or a month ago, when they had different opinions. I want to get your opinion on this. Yeah,
I've been on this TV station for like 5, 6, 7 months. If you know anything, I'm one of the strongest believers in Tinubu's government. Okay, he's painfully taking us in the right direction.
Painfully.
Yes, I can't object that 80% of Nigerians are suffering. I can't remove that, but he's painfully taking us in the right direction. Okay. So are people in pain? Yes. But are we going in the right direction? Yes. These are the things. And part of what did not give him so much credence at the beginning was a lot of other loose signs. It's like you're fasting. Okay, you are the father of a house. You say, let us fast. And then the children find you and mommy eating. Right? So the children are like, I thought you said we should fast. When you hear that they are spending 5 billion to renovate a house for the vice president, they are spending, the senators are spending this amount of money. The people who should be making the largest sacrifice are the ones still living well while the masses are suffering. Those are bad indicators. I understand that. But on the point of him trying to remove subsidy, remove the scam behind it, get the refineries working, like we said off air, Dangote is for the 3rd time moving his price of diesel lower. These are the things we want to see. I have a friend who is working in Kaduna. I was in Kaduna over the weekend. I wanted to just see him. He said, "Sir, I can't see you. We are at the refinery where they're doing rehabilitation. We don't have permission to leave. We work every day from 6 to 6, apart from Sunday." So there's a lot of rehabilitation going on in the 3 refineries. This is things that have not been done in 16 years. The last time Nigeria refined fuel in Nigeria was 16 years. The last time Nigeria built a refinery was 41 years. So in Tinubu's 1 year, we are seeing him fixing these things. And why are we saying that? Fuel is one of the greatest determinants of what Nigerians do and their spending power. And so these are not things we should allow other countries to be refining for us. It will always increase our cost. It will increase the demand on dollar and all the other things. These things must be done, and we are seeing him doing it. However, I've said we are not happy seeing the way the senators and many other people are still playing around with money while we are fasting. That's my position. Okay,
so while still looking at his administration now, we see what the FCC PC is doing when it comes to, because I remember that last week some people were complaining, viewers were also complaining that the price of the dollar is going down, but it's not reflecting the market realities. And we see the FCC PC going round, you know, to checkmate the price of items and seeing what people are doing, selling even some supermarkets and stores, just to ensure that people sell at the right rates and not just unnecessarily inflate prices. Now, these are organizations and agencies that have been there for the longest time, but we see them beginning to function now like never before. Do you think this is still tied to the administration that is currently very, very active?
I think Tinubu is doing well on that. I don't think they will be able to really enforce. Why are they going to supermarkets? Because supermarkets are the only people you can catch, because the product is there and the price is there. So you can go there, you can snap it, you can see it, but it's not something you can really do in a Kuba market.
But they're sending strong warnings.
Yes, it's a good body language. That's what I'm saying. But we are still in talks with the Minister of Agriculture, giving ways to which they can crash the prices of food. But food is not dollar. Food has to be planted, food has to be harvested, food has to be processed, food has to be transported. It's not a quick fix. So the feeding part may not be, I'm just saying it for Nigerians to know, may not be have a quick fix to fix it like dollar and fuel, but it is in the plumb line, it is in the working. As the territories are more secure, more people will farm. The rainy season has just started. More people will farm. If more people feel secure, the first thing is more farmers need to feel secure.
Absolutely.
If more farmers feel secure, more farmers will farm. If more farmers farm, in a few more months, we'll have more food. So it's not a straightforward quick fix, right? So he's doing the work, and I think he's in the right direction. But like I said, people are in pain. You can't remove that.
So that means you agree with the Vice President Kashim Shettima when he says all his principles, policies are to lift Nigerians out of poverty.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right, still talking about the means and a measure to lift Nigerians out of poverty is the issue of Dangote refinery, and the fuel. He's now selling aviation fuel at the rate of 980 naira, and he's selling diesel at the rate of 940 naira. Remember, he said it at 1,200, and then he brought it down to 1,000. But oil marketers are looking forward to an 850 naira. What do you think this means for us Nigerians?
I think you should be giving me a pat on the back when you asked me for a date, and I said by December
I remember
it will be 500. I really believe.
Do you see that happening though?
I see it. I told you the last time, and I'm still saying it here. It was 1,700 1 month ago.
Yeah, sure.
Right? It's at 950 now. If dollar keeps coming down, if more refineries come into the business, then it becomes a healthy competition. Even right now, Dangote is not really competing with anybody, but still dropping the price because he's making the profit. He's a businessman. He doesn't want the people to turn against him. Elon Musk has lost $160 billion, not because his business is bad, but because he's been having a lot of fights with the elites and the people in America that are looking at him in a different light. So as a businessman, your perception can affect your product. Yes, even though your product is not bad. So he's trying to manage that perception so that I'm a nice man. I'm making my money, but I'm a nice man. I'm feeling with the pains of the people. So he's working in that direction. I think it's a good step. I still believe it can get to 500 before December. I pray that by that time fuel is being produced by 3 different refineries, and our fuel can come to 400 naira by December. I want fuel to be 400 naira December, diesel 500 naira, and then we can move from there.
Amen to that prayer, because for me it sounds like prayers, but amen to it anyway. Let's be very, very optimistic. So let's go to some political stories, and I'll start with Emeka Ihedioha dumps PDP. You already know where he's headed.
I don't. I actually don't.
What's your speculation? Now I say it's described as Atiku's camp depletes as Emeka Ihedioha dumps PDP.
Okay, so let me try and backtrack the story, because I'm a PDP insider.
Okay, I thought you would say a card-carrying member.
I've dropped my card.
Okay.
So that I can
so that we can now know if we should, so that we can know if you're going to be biased or not.
No, I won't, because I am a PDP member that supported Tinubu. I'm that free now in my head.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
So
Nigeria is ultimate for me, not a political party. So now, what was I saying before?
You're backtracking on Emeka Ihedioha.
Yes, Ihedioha was one of the people who, him, Suswan, and Aliu Gusguso, are the people who were able to join hands to canvass votes for him during the primaries and got Tambuwal to step down for him. There were the 3 people that went to greet Tambuwal in his house along with Ayu, and they were the ones who said Ayu is the hero of the convention.
The hero of democracy.
Of democracy, yes,
sure.
yes. So Suswan, Ihedioha, and Ali Guso. Now, Suswan was pushed for chairman last week by the Atiku camp. It has been forestalled for a while. So Ihedioha, I've showed you 3 people. Ihedioha is also careful where to put his leg in all of this. You see, this is why those of us who read politics just laugh. Before the primaries of Imo State, which took place more than 9 months ago, Ihedioha left the party. Sorry, how are you leaving a party you left 8 months ago? You are not leaving it now. You're just trying to draw a public attention and a drama. I'm a politician. You can't beat us to this game of razzmatazz. You are doing leg over the ball. The ball is on the spot. You left the party before Anyanwu picked the ticket. You didn't come back to the party again. Then you left the party again. Congratulations, you're doing well. It's a magician.
All right, still talking about PDP. Buhari reshuffles Rivers cabinet. What's your take on that cabinet that he has just reshuffled? Do you think he's trying to have a better, firmer grips on what his cabinet is going to be like, or?
Yes, he has the power to reshuffle his cabinet.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's within his power.
But you know the underlying.
Yes, he's going to break the truce that he has had. And the truth is not working for him is so far, but he has, you see, it's a funny game. He has been able to gain the sympathy of the people, right? Yes. He has been able to gain some House of Rep members. He has been able to gain some local government chairman. Sympathy is with him, but political play is not with him, because the House of Assembly is still controlled by the Wike camp. So they were able to override him and pass a bill last week. So that still hurts. The fact that you're a governor and your wishes is not completely done, it's a dangerous point for him. So he's making his own place. I understand with him. He has to. A governor wants to feel in charge of his territory. So it's okay politically for him to do that. For me, he should just keep playing his sympathy card with his people. Yes,
so you believe he's playing a sympathy card? He's playing the victim.
Yes, he's playing the victim card, and it's good. See, politics is a game. People are too invested in a game.
And we is just still busy being the villain in the story. Is that
because every story needs a actor, a villain, and a victim, and you can try to be both, but you can't be all.
Absolutely.
So we can stuck to his villain role. Everybody calls me bad. We have 3 years to become. It's like wrestling. Wrestling, you have somebody who is bad for a while. Then when WW likes, they turn that your wonderful, nice actor or wrestler to a bad person. Then you boo him for 3 years. Then later the organization will change him from a bad person back to a good person. But the greatest thing is they are keeping you watching. That's what it's all about. It's not about who is bad and who is good. They are keeping you watching. Keep your eyes on the game. It's politics.
I wonder why politics is such a game that sometimes it affects the life of citizens. Anyways,
that's the bad part of the whole drama.
Let's talk about Jimoh Ibrahim. He has broken silence over the APC primaries in Ondo State and is calling for cancellation. And we have here on the Nigerian Tribune that says, amid protests, petitions, Ododo submits report of Ondo APC primary, and it says NWC will ratify that he was candidate that's coming from Ganduje. What's your take on that?
Wow.
The Ondo APC primaries, did you monitor it?
Coming from Ganduje is the only part that made me say wow, because every other thing is clear. It'll be surprising if Ganduje ratifies that and somebody takes it to court and says he's no more the chairman, then APC is going to have a problem. Because there's a court order that has said Ganduje should stop parading himself as the chairman. That's a court order.
Yes.
And if you disobey a court order, it can come back to burn you in court. That's why APC lost Zamfara back in time. So it's risky for them. Jimoh would like them to play into his hands by Ganduje signing off on anything there. But remember that most elections cases, from what we saw in the last election was a learning point for many people, but many people just decided to keep shouting instead of learning. Most of the matters that have to do with a party didn't scale through in Supreme Court. Supreme Court said this is a party matter. It can only be handled by a party member. So if Jimoh refuses to step down on this case, he has a point to play. But remember, he's a senator. There's as far as he can go if the party clamps on him and says, we don't want to lose this completely, let it go. Stick to your Senate. They can promise him this guy will do only one term. He's a senator. So he has to know that he has something in hand. You don't want to go completely against the structure and then somebody now removes you from the Senate and you're not even governor.
That's
later on. So he needs to be careful, but he needs to make his grievance known. In Kogi State, we had Senator Smart Adeyemi complain about the primaries for ages that brought in Ododo. Until end, when he saw nothing was done about it, he congratulated him at the end. So, but he missed out because in all of that, he lost his grip in the state, APC, and he has not gotten any federal appointment because he dragged the fight for too long. So these are the things he also still needs to look at. If he can kick the man off, it would be nice, but to kick off a governor that just got there.
An incumbent. They talk about the power of incumbency.
Yes, that's power of incumbency. It will not be easy to beat him in Nigeria's politics.
Okay, so because we mentioned Ganduje in that story, there's a statement from Ganduje that says, Kano government behind my suspension. You heard about his suspension in his ward.
Yes.
What do you make of it? Is because
okay,
there's a conversation of there's a conversation of it is the governments that are working against me. It is this. It is that. What do you make of it?
We don't care who is working against you. We care who signed it. The people who signed it are not NMPP members. Oshumole has been removed before. Secondus has been removed before. You're not the first.
Of course.
So you cannot tell us who is behind it. We don't care to know who is behind it. We care to know that the people who signed are the duly elected ward executives and state executives. If that is the case, then you have a problem on your hand. This has nothing to do with us. Because I learned politics under Senator Lekarfi, and he told me one of the best governors, I believe, in my own opinion, and one of the best politicians. We still spoke this morning. He said, when you have a crisis, never call it a political crisis. Call it two fighting. Don't find out who had intention, who slapped who. Take it from that angle. It always helps you to see it clearly. So, because if you want to find out the political angle, you may never ever, these are all speculations. So the issue is that we don't know whether Tinubu is behind it,
or
Yabele is behind it, or Abageda is behind it. What we know is that your ward executives and your state executives suspended you, and that is a legal ground for you not to be the chairman, and a court order has come out to that effect. These are the things we know.
Okay, so in a minute, I want to get your opinion on this statement before we move on to our last story. It says, Okupe drops bombshell. He says Labour Party only special purpose vehicle for Obie. What do you think he means by that special purpose vehicle? That's what Labour Party is for Peter Obie.
I can tell you what it means directly, but it's a political undertone that is making me yes, it's a special purpose vehicle. Obie has never, there's no picture or video showing us Obie with Labour Party before last year. So he went there to win the ticket to become president, which is a special purpose vehicle, meaning that if things don't work, I would look for another vehicle. It's like transportation. So there's nothing, it's nothing too crazy. It's a normal thing. If Labour Party picks another candidate now, Obie will go somewhere else and he will go with his supporters. So it's not a wrong statement. It's just that I'm surprised that Doyin Okupe is the one. When you see a top politician saying the obvious, then you're wondering, is there a rift between them, or is he warning Labour Party?
What's the main reason why he's making this kind of statement?
Making this statement? That's what you want to.
All right, so let's talk about what happened in Abuja British School, Lead British School. They say Abuja British School bullying sparks outrage and closure. You saw the closure yesterday. The Minister of Women Affairs was there, and the school was closed for 3 days. And then the young lady that bullied the supposed young girl was actually, came out and also apologized, even though the video was quite brutal. The kind of discipline, I don't know what to call it, the kind of harassment that she actually melted out on her fellow students was really brutal. But she came out to apologize, and then the school was closed for 3 days. How does this, help to handle some of the situation?
I don't see much happening. Sadly, I don't see much happening because they are both teenagers. So the family will not be able to press, but they are both northerners, they are both Muslims. The family may not be able to press so much on this. They are both children of the elite. Elite find their way to settle things. But I really don't like that. That's for a school that's expensive to have such brutality, such banal.
But brutality has always been in most of the schools.
This is an elite school, a school that the school fees is more than 4 million. And you don't have that tells you should be dealing with a class, with a high class of people. This is what we expect. So if that's not on ground, then I don't know what the school is doing there. If I have my child there, I'll take my child out of that school.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution today. We really appreciate you for your time. Engineer Toba Owojaiye, Public Affairs Analyst, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.